usually I'm guaranteed to stay on him, but move across him. But sometimes when I stab his wing, and I'm holding on to something, I'm holding on to like a part of him that I shouldn't be losing any grip or anything. Or like, I should be holding on, I should stab him, and I should stay held on. But sometimes Wander just falls after stabbing him. I don't know what makes him do that. I don't know, like, what I'm not holding on to, or very unclear. But when that happens, I kind of have to just kind of have to deal with it. There are two bosses that I know how to do the tricks to that save a bunch of time on them. But I haven't been able to get to them yet because I have two bosses that pretty much end the run if I can't do it. If I can't do them pretty well. That's number 7 and number 13. Because when I beat them in my personal best, I killed them in one cycle. And I don't think either of them are particularly hard to one cycle. I used to one cycle number 7 all the time. But all of a sudden he has started just giving me crap. And he started like killing my runs essentially. Because if I don't get it on the first cycle, Hydrus, the big water snake, I have to go along his back and stab the electricity, and then stab the last electrical thing by his head. And then when I stab the last electrical thing by his head, I need him to stay, not go back down. And the last time on my personal best, I got him to not go back down, and I got him in one cycle, which I used to do a lot. But then all of a sudden I couldn't get it anymore. And so now, he will, if I don't get him down in one cycle, he will take 3 minutes off. About 3 to 4 minutes. Essentially. And that's assuming he comes back to me, like, pretty quickly. Because sometimes he can just kind of dirtle around, and then finally come at me. Alright. Anti-lol strats. I feel like it's where you stab. Like, I think it is. I feel like I just do it and then it works, and then sometimes I do it and it just doesn't. I don't feel like it's luck. I want to think that there is some kind of mechanic in it all that I'm just not aware of. Yeah. Yeah, the strats on Dirge are helpful. And I know the strategy on him, and so that can actually be done with, like, an exact... God damn it! There's a trick I can do there, but I can't do it for some reason. I can do it. I shouldn't say I can't do it. I just, for some reason, I never get it when I try to do it. And then if I mess up once, he pretty much never gives me a chance to get on his head and get on his arm like that again. He'll just kind of come after me. Yeah, although sometimes I just fall over. Like, I stand up to try and jump. To his face, and I just fall over. And don't jump. So he just kind of hauls ass at me once I mess up once. There's a bit. I think there's less than it looks. There's less luck than it seems. And I chalk it up to my inexperience, or my perceived inexperience. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. Okay. This guy has been being a pain recently. So what I need to do is get over to his head and lock myself in. There we go. Get myself in a position that when he tries to shake his head, he can't shake me. Because there are time savers. Don't get me wrong, there are bosses that I can save time on. But the two bosses that I one-cycled that, obviously it saves a lot of time to one-cycle, don't. I one-cycled number 13 and number 7, which are very nice to one-cycle and are not hard to one-cycle. But if I fail to one-cycle them, then they're going to screw me out of a lot of time. But there are tricks on number 14 and number 15 that can save me a good amount of time, assuming I get them right off the bat. So part of me really just wants to make it to those Colossi to see if I can increase the thing. Alright, well, here we go. Here comes Hydrus. There's some time I can save on Basarin, if I one-cycle number 10, who's the sandworm. Which I know how to one-cycle him. That's not like a that's not like a confusing concept to me. I can save about a minute and a half if I just do well on those guys. And then everything just comes down to number 13 after that. Basically, the plan is to give myself as big as a blanket as possible, so that just in case number 7 or number 13 screw me over, I have a blanket to fall back on. And I have something that can make it so that everything wasn't for nothing. Because for number 13, it's really easy. Like, it's a really easy thing to one-cycle, and that's what's really frustrating is when I don't get it. I just need to stab. He has 3 sigils. Each one, I need to stab once, fully, and then once almost full. So it doesn't destroy the sigil, but it does enough damage so that it's almost like, oh, come on. Come on, just turn. So I need to do enough damage that it won't destroy the sigil, which won't make him barrel roll. So I don't have to, like, wait while I hold on to something. But it does enough damage that if I do it again on the second sigil, and then do 2 full stabs on the third one, it'll kill him. And that is not hard. But every time I just, like, throw too much damage onto that, like, second sigil, or onto that, like, second stab of the first or second sigil, I'm just, like, in my head, I'm just like, oh no, that cost me everything. Like, the whole one cycle is gone because I stabbed him too much. And then he'll like tempt me by letting me go to the last sigil. He'll let me stab it once a full time, and then right as soon as I'm taking the sword out, and then trying to get ready to do another stab, the flap will close on me. He has done that to me more times than I can count. Like, he just yanks it out from under me. But it's not hard. It's not a hard trick. I just need to get there and do it. I mean, as long as I stay 2 minutes, ahead, that's world record pace already. So that's like a nice flat number that can be used as a reference. 2 minutes ahead is still a run. Okay. Go horse. Go horse. You can do it. Okay. I'd like him to come at me early. God, I wish I knew what pissed this guy off. Him and number 13 can just ruin everything. Alright. It's a really good position. It's a really good grab position. Please go up out of the water. Once he does this, see how he's like lets me out of the water for like just a second? He barely gives me time. Standing on him is timed. And he is wasting it. He is wasting my time. When he like just barely goes up. Alright. Here comes the most important part. That kind of decides everything. I'm gonna go about halfway, and then he's gonna go back underwater. And now is the moment of truth. I'm gonna go for a stab on his head. I'm gonna try to stab close. Nice! We got it, we got it, we got it. We got the one cycle, I think. See what he lets me do here. One more stab. Just give me one more stab, buddy.